Welcome back to HDTechLogic. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to install VMware and then install Windows 11 into VMware. This is a great way to have an isolated Windows environment separate completely to your main system. VMware is a virtual machine tool. Let's get started. To install VMware on your local machine, open your web browser and go to www.vmware.com/go/getworkstation-win. Go to that website and the download of VMware should begin. At present, it is downloading the VMware installer. Now that this is downloaded, run the executable. In order for it to install, you need to allow access to your hard drive. The VMware installer will now start its process. Click Next. I've already read the license agreement, but if you want to read it in depth, you can. Agree to the license agreement and click Next. It's suggested that you do install your Windows Hypervisor Platform during the VMware installation process. You can choose your custom path, however I'm going to leave it as it is. You can get an enhanced keyboard driver for the VMware VM. I'm going to leave that for the moment. And you can also add the console into your system path. I'm going to leave that checked. You can get it to check for updates upon startup, and you can also join their customer experience improvement program. I'm going to opt out of the experience improvement program for the moment. You can create shortcuts for it in the following places: the desktop and the start menu programs folder. I'll leave those checked for the moment. And now click install for the installation to begin. Now the installer will install VMware Workstation Pro. Leave it to do this. Now that you've installed VMware, you need to license it. If you do not already have a license, click Finish and then click Choose to add a license in 30 days. You can trial it beforehand. I'm going to license mine now. Once you've entered your license key, click Enter. Click Finish. VMware is now installed. You can now close your browser. It is now suggested that you restart your system. After the system restart, reopen your browser and go to www.microsoft.com/ and then your region /software-download/ Windows 11. On this page, you want to download the installation media creation tool. Once the file is downloaded, run the executable. Again, you're going to need to grant this access to your hard drive. You need to agree to Microsoft's terms of service and terms and conditions to use this service. Now you choose your language and edition. In my case, I'm in the United Kingdom, so I'm going to uncheck this, adjust it to the UK version. I'm going to leave it as Windows 11. I'm going to click Next. I'm going to do an ISO file, or ISO. I choose where I'm going to save it. In my case, I'm just going to save it to my downloads. Call it Windows 11.iso and click Save. Now leave the Windows 11 Media Creation tool to download the ISO file to your computer. This may take a while, so please be patient. Now allow the Windows 11 ISO burner to confirm that the media is genuine and to create the media itself. You now have the option to burn the ISO to a DVD. However, just click Finish. You can now close your browser. Now, open your new application, VMware Workstation Pro. Click Create a new virtual machine. Select Typical if not already selected and click Next. Select Install a disk image or ISO and browse to wherever you saved your Windows 11 ISO that you just got. Open that. If it says it could not detect which OS is in the disk image, that is fine. Keep going. Make sure that you check that it's Windows 10 and later, x64, and that it is Microsoft Windows. Name your virtual machine, so you may wish to call it Windows 11. Also choose where your virtual machine is going to be saved. Click Next. Choose the maximum disk size in gigabytes. I'm going to leave this at 60. You can also store it as one single file, or you can split it into multiple files. I'm going to store it as one single file. Now you can customize the hardware of the virtual machine. If it needs extra features, you can add them here. For instance, I'm going to give it 4 gigabytes of RAM. I'm going to leave the processors as it is. I can say as it is. The rest seem okay, so I'm going to close that. And then you press Finish. Your virtual machine is now created. Maximize the window and click Power on this virtual machine. Click Do Not Show this hint again and click OK. Press a key so that it boots from the DVD or ISO. And you should be met with the Windows installation system. Leave this as it is. It should be the preference you set in the installation creation tool. However, if it's incorrect, change it now. Click Next and click Install Now. If you have a product key that you're going to use, type it in here. However, as it's a VM, I'm not going to use a product key. It's strongly advised that if you click I do not have a product key, that you do choose to use Windows 11 Pro. If you are met with this message, this PC can't run Windows 11 as it doesn't meet the minimum system requirements, please keep watching. However, if you are not met with this message, please skip to the timestamp currently shown on screen. However, if you do see this message, keep watching now. Press and hold the Shift button on your keyboard and the F10 button. It should open the administrator command prompt for the VM. Type regedit, all one word, all lowercase, and press enter. You're now in the registry editor for the virtual machine. Drop down H key local machine, System, Setup, and there you want to right click, New Key, and make a new key called capital L, lowercase AB, capital C, lowercase ONFIG. So it spells out lab config, no space, and you need to make sure the capitals are where they're meant to be. Press enter to create it and make sure that you are in that path. Right click in this box, create a new D-word value, call it bypass CPU check. Press enter, go into it, and make sure that its value data is set to 1. Click OK. Make another D-word value called bypass RAM check. Go into that, set the value data to 1, click OK. Create another one, call it bypass TPM check. Set the value data to 1, click OK. And create another one, bypass secure boot check. Go in there, set the value data to 1, OK. Ensure that it has the same capitals as what I've shown here on screen, and make sure there's no spaces in these words. Make sure all of them have a value data of 1. Once complete, close Registry Editor. In the administrator command prompt, type exit and then enter. Go back a stage on the Windows 11 installation guide. Click next. And now you are met with the license agreement. Accept the license agreement. Click next. Custom. Choose your drive that you've got allocated. This is the 60 gigabytes of drive space we allocated earlier to the virtual machine. Click next. And let it install Windows. The VM should now restart. Now, along the next setup process, I'm going to speed up the bits where you can fill out yourself. However, where I pause, I'm going to need you to pause as well to see what points I'm making, because some points are very important when making a VM, unlike a normal Windows 11 machine. For this VM, unless you're testing features on an organizational account, click Setup for personal use. Do not click Setup for work or school unless you are testing those direct features. If you select Setup for work or school, it will force you to log into a Microsoft account. Click Next. Now, on this screen, click Sign In Options and Offline Account. It will try to get you to use a Microsoft account, however click Skip for now. It's not advised that you log into a personal Microsoft account on a VM, as if anything happens to the VM, it also happens to your Microsoft account. It's better to keep your Microsoft account linked to the host PC. It's strongly advised that when in the VM, you select No to all of these options. On this one, select Required Data Only. Otherwise, press No to everything else. Welcome to your Windows 11 virtual machine. Now, click I finished installing in VMware. However, as you can see, the display is not currently correct. So you're going to want to open the File Explorer on the VM. You're going to want to go to VM, Install VMware Tools. As you can see, it now has replicated something being installed into the DVD drive. Run the setup64.exe within the VM. Like last time, you need to accept this. Click Next. It suggests that you do a typical install. Click Install. Click Finish. And now you need to restart the VM. Now you should be logged into a VM that will adapt correctly to your screen size. Be aware that you'll probably be hit with many updates to do. This is normal, as the software is probably not up to date by the time you've installed it. It may be though. It depends on what ISO you have downloaded. To make the VM full screen, press this icon at the top, and it's now in full screen mode. As you can see, it's adapted to your screen size because we use VMware tools, and you can use the VM for whatever you like. The VM has a shared clipboard with the host system, however you can disable this, and it's good if you want to do an isolated Windows experience for something or other. There's also another service that Windows offers called Windows Sandbox, and I'll link a video in the description on how to enable that. Thank you for watching.